Good morning and welcome to your daily morning horoscope for Tuesday, September 16, 2025, Aries. Have you been doing a lot of walking lately? If so, your feet may be sore. This could affect the energy level considerably, not to mention your ability to get any work done. Concentrate on routine tasks that require little thought and can be done sitting down. Stay out of any squabbles. Relax in a hot bath tonight. Taurus, an event could find a current or potential love partner paying a lot of attention to others. You might feel neglected and unloved as though your friend is doing this to hurt you. This probably isn't the case. Your partner is just trying to be sociable and doesn't realize that it upsets you. Do some mingling. Your friend might have the same reaction as you and come running to you. Gemini, do you sometimes go about things backward? Are you caught up in the rat race or trying to have some money and security with the idea that eventually you'll earn the freedom to do what makes you happy? The happiness factor actually works in reverse. You must first be who you are and then take necessary actions in order to have what you really want. Cancer, an angry call from someone who lives far away might catch you off guard today. The person has no reason to be angry and is blowing things out of proportion. They probably won't listen to reason. Say as calmly as you can that you get in touch tomorrow and then hang up. Give this person time to calm down before even trying to straighten things out. Leo, today you might spend a lot of time looking for a lost project. This item may only have sentimental value. Still, it's important to you that you find it. This isn't a good day to search. You're in a rather frenzied state and could look right at what is seen. Wait until tomorrow to look. What you seek is probably nearby and just hidden in some way. Virgo, a minor quarrel or separation could take place with a love partner, probably over something that seems trivial. It's likely to get your dander up to the point where you may never want to see this person again. Go for a workout or brisk walk to clear your head. Get the endorphins going and view the situation more objectively. Call your friend later and please work it out. Libra, too much stress from overwork could have your nerves on edge today. When someone makes an offhand remark, you might see insult when none is intended. Don't get so jumpy that you imagine traitors behind every door. Work alone if you can, and take a walk to clear your head. This will put you in a better frame of mind and a more relaxed space. Scorpio, squabbles may break out among members of your group. You might wonder what the big deal is since you're arguing over something that's really silly. Apparently it's important to them. If you feel up to it, get your friends out of their emotional chaos and view the subject objectively. It might not calm them down, but at least you'll have done something good. Sagittarius, someone may skip out on responsibilities today, causing extra tasks to fall on everyone else, including you. This might stir up some anger and resentment and is definitely going to cause more stress. Delegate tasks if you can. Put yours in order of urgency and then take them out one by one slowly and carefully. If the less important ones have to wait until tomorrow, then so be it. Capricorn, if you're planning to set on a trip, make a list of what you need to do beforehand and check off each task as you complete it. Otherwise, you might panic at the last minute because you've forgotten something important. Stay calm even if it seems impossible. You're less likely to forget anything if you stay focused. Aquarius, you might have been worried about money lately. Today, a family member could make an expenditure that you view as unnecessary and irresponsible. Before you become angry, know that all may not be as it seems. If you look at the situation objectively, you may see that you aren't in dire financial straits and that the expenditure didn't take that much out of the family coffers. Pisces, today you might find it necessary to turn down an invitation to a social event, and the host might for some reason seem offended. Your friend is probably overworked and stressed and apt to overreact to just about any situation. Relax a little. Explain things to your friend and then propose that you can get together at another time. That's all you can do for now. This has been your daily morning horoscope for Tuesday, September 16th, 2025. Do have yourself a great and wonderful day.
It's a beautiful Tuesday, and here we are in each other's company again. What a privilege. And I hope you're not taking it too lightly. We're going to go on over first to our news department. When we come back, we've got some awesome features.
Good morning. Time now for the news with me, Timothy Polio. A popular and outspoken Roman Catholic priest is blaming poor parenting and misplaced priorities for the island's growing crime problem. Father Albert Smith, in his Sunday homily, placed the blame for crime and other social issues squarely on the shoulders of irresponsible parents.
Ashaidili, c'est maman, papa, gwa mama, gwa papa, qui est cause.
Father Albert highlighted the lack of role models and mentorship as major contributors to youth delinquency. Referring to a recent Ministry of Education directive ending punishment for certain hairstyles, Father Albert said this was yet another example of parents setting a poor example for their children. Tourism arrivals in St. Lucia showed modest gains in August 2025, according to Tourism Minister Dr. Ernest Hilaire. Speaking during yesterday's pre-cabinet press briefing, the Tourism Minister confirmed that August arrivals increased by 2% compared to the same month last year. However, year-to-date arrivals from January to August remain 3% below 2024, which was the island's best tourism year on record.
In the next 2 to 3 years, we expect a significant increase in the number of rooms in St. Lucia, which we need. We need to have more rooms that will also assist us in boosting the airlift. But we must also start watching the average daily rates for our rooms. And that is an issue in as much as we love the fact that the hotels are, probably making more because the average daily rates are going up. We can start outpricing ourselves in the market.
Addressing structural issues in the industry, Dr. Hilaire highlighted the need to expand hotel capacity and monitor rising average daily rates, which could impact St. Lucia's competitiveness. He suggested that the government may consider offering incentives to investors in mid-tier accommodations to attract longer-stay visitors, complementing the high-paying but shorter-stay American market. The United Workers' Party, UWP, is brushing aside reports of a mass exodus from its ranks, even as the political temperature rises and the party renews its calls for the Prime Minister to call the elections.
Many of us, brothers and sisters, we were distracted. We lose focus. And I want us to refocus. And those flabbers, our members, supporters who are on social media getting distracted by the Labour Party, I am calling on you all tonight to refocus. And the persons whom you all are alleging who have left Flambeau, who have gotten paid or whatever, that is not our business. This is a democratic country. This party is a democratic party. Anybody who wants to live, they're free to live.
UWP political leader Alan Shastney has also sought to downplay the reported exodus. Speaking during a recent appearance on DBS, Mr. Shastney said those resigning were no longer active in the party and had failed to renew their memberships. He dismissed the narrative of mass departure and reassured supporters that the party remains strong and focused on the upcoming election. Canteen operators around VG Beach are raising the alarm over what has become a recurring nightmare with the nearby sewer system. The problem, which has persisted for several years, is once again wreaking havoc, and business owners are pleading for a permanent fix.
Some nights we buy lunch, but you just collect it and go because that place smells so bad. You get the water passing right under the building, sometimes at the front of the building. We can't even park there because that smell is so terrible, partner. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. The people that's responsible for that should be taking care of that, because you have not just the locals, you also have visitors coming, and they cannot stay here.
Vendors and customers alike are calling for urgent action. They say this is not just about protecting local businesses, but also about safeguarding the experience of visitors who are increasingly drawn to this popular stretch of beach. Several locals have even set up beach chair rental businesses in the area, and they too stand to lose if the situation isn't resolved quickly. That's the news. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Here's to an enjoyable and productive Tuesday. Join us at noon for our next news major, the Lunchtime Report. I'm Timothy Polio. Good morning.
Thank you, guys. Let's take a break. We'll be back. We talk a lot lot about men's health and, the lack of men don't like to go to the doctors and they don't like to check up on things of that sort. So who best to have a sit down with or a stand up with in this case as to getting men to understand the importance of ensuring that they do these things, they check up as regular as possible, than an actual man himself who is part of the medical fraternity. Here's Dr. Prospere. We're here with a doctor, and I'm happy. I've been trying to hunt down a male doctor to
Thank you for
because we
having me.
want to talk about men's health.
That's
we've
right.
seen a lot. First, we had a lot of conversation concerning men and how they treat their health, and men don't want to go by doctor, and men do this. Then we started to see some strides in the direction where men were starting to get a little more sensitized, and they were starting to take things a little bit more seriously. Them days, I see we have big PSAs out where there's just a lot happening. So I am very, very honored. I'm glad to see that we're heading in the direction. But as a male in the medical field, what is your generalized thought on this? Have we been right with all of the narratives that we've been putting out when it comes to men and their health?
So one of the things that I have noticed in my short time as being a medical practitioner is there is not enough focus on men's health. And it stems from the fact that a lot of men, when growing up, we were taught, hey, men are supposed to be strong. We're not supposed to show emotion. We're not supposed to cry. So then when it comes to the topic of men's health, a lot of men, they neglect their health.
Right.
They neglect their health. A lot of men I have seen in my experience, they've been diagnosed with conditions, they've been given medication, they've been given a treatment plan to move forward.
Right.
But they just get tired of it, they don't follow it, they just kind of give up along the wayside. So a lot of the times, even when it comes to mental health as well, men don't really speak about much the things that bother them because, like I said earlier, we were taught we're supposed to be strong, we're supposed to be macho, and we realize that a lot of men are falling through the cracks, and we start to see it in our day-to-day practices. We start to see it in the emergency department. A lot of men, they come in with these chronic conditions that become exacerbated that could have been controlled at home with diet and exercise by going to see their doctor regularly, but they just let it go out of control.
Right. No, you're a man. You're there in the field. You're seeing what's going on. Look, you put on stats for them. How do you see yourself, making a difference in terms of helping men to understand? It's really, really critical, and it's not that you're not,
One of the things that I personally like to do is like you said, I like to encourage the men that being manly, being macho is looking out for yourself, looking out for your family, looking out for those around you. So I try to have the conversations when I can in the presence of the men that come in, especially those that seem to just take everything for granted. But because of the nature of the emergency department, we don't have time to really sit down and go in one-on-one. So the encouragement that I give to a lot of men, there are health centers that have programs available. For example, I know the Grand Riviera Health Center, they recently started a men's health initiative. It's usually held, I think, every Wednesday. And they usually open in the evenings because they did a survey in the community. They asked the men, what time is better for you to come? A lot of the men said, we can't make it through the day. So they said, okay, we'll start the clinic from about 4 o'clock to 6 or 7 o'clock. And they started seeing a larger turnout of men in the community. They started coming to get their prostates. They started coming to do dominoes. These little activities that bring men together. Men's talk, health talk. Especially when it talks about sexual health and prostate. These are the conversations that men like to have in the presence of other men, but they feel a little insecure about having. But these conversations are so powerful. These men, they come together, they share, they exchange experiences, and sometimes something that I may be going through, somebody else may have gone through it already and already found a solution to it. So we try to encourage the men that there's spaces that men can come. They can feel comfortable, they can sit down and they can just converse and have a good time.
Right. And the rest of us curators just have to find ways and means to get them in the first place. Exactly. Dominoes, pull them in. Talks on sex and these things, pull them in.
Yeah, they love the socks on sex. When you say stock on sex,
we there.
Everywhere.
Right. So we just gotta get
all
creative.
their questions.
So we just gotta get creative.
That's right,
understand what it is that they're attracted to, and that's how we're gonna get to them.
Yep.
I like this. Right. Now, generalizing it from a medical standpoint, I mean, you've been in the field, like you said, you not too long. What you say you've been there, man?
I've been there I wet my foot in the water,
Wonderful.
I may not be as versed as the giants that have gone before me, but I mean, we do have our mentors that we look up to, we can converse with. And that's one thing I like about the medical fraternity. Those who have gone before us, they still open up a line of communication. If I have any questions, if I have any queries, I can always open up to them. So it makes us feel like we're not just living here by ourselves, that there's still a way to kind of transfer information.
I like it. Now, what's next on the agenda in terms of your walk into this field? You know, there must be some things running you back now when you're actually putting the work in. You're now practicing. So while you're now out there in the field, what are some of the other things that probably might be crossing your mind as to future wise where you want to head with this?
So for me, like I said, I work in the emergency department, and the things that we see in the emergency department, I mean, unfortunately, we see the negative sides of society, the gang violence, the everything that happens. But we also see the parts of society where certain things happen and then we see resolution. So people come in, they had an unfortunate accident, they had a stroke or a heart attack, and we were able to catch these people at the right time to be able to put something in place, to be able to put treatment in place to manage them. So for me, I think the next step for me would be policy. I feel like there's a lot of policy that needs to be adjusted to really reflect where we want to take our medicine in St. Lucia. And a lot of the times, the structure that is established, it limits what we can do. And like my wife said in a previous episode, we studied in Cuba. Cuba is a socialist country, and in a socialist country, it puts their people first.
Yes.
One of the things that I really, really love about Cuba is that in every community, there's a small doctor station. So for example, let's say we're doing Sanssouci, for example. Sanssouci would have maybe 4 or 5 different medical stations. Each doctor is responsible for the 200 people that surround that clinic. And each 5 or so clinics, they respond to 1 polyclinic. Each 4 or so polyclinics have 1 hospital. So within the Castries Basin, we might have about 20 different medical clinics that service about 10,000 people. And we have about 5 polyclinics, and those 5 polyclinics, they send the really, really critical cases to the one hospital. So it helps to really streamline the medical cases. So people are known in the community. The doctor actually knows people. So, for example, you're pregnant. We're following you as a doctor in the community. You give birth, your child becomes my patient. Your child grows up, your child becomes my patient. Your child becomes pregnant, your child becomes my patient. And when your grandchild is born, that grandchild bemes my patient. So there's a lot of continuity in the medicine.
Nice. Yep. Oh gosh. Well, I can't wait if that's a lot of dreams coming to big ones, but it's possible because Cuba is doing it. So we want to wish you the best in your field, brother, and thank you. I thank you for the man. Don't worry, we're going to tell you when we have in the next sex talk. Doctor here will be the head of the table.
And actually, one of the things I wanted to tell the men, right now, the prostate exams, we are moving away from the finger exam and we're moving towards the blood test. So for those who have been kind of hesitant in getting their prostate exams, their prostates checked, there are less invasive ways to get it done. Although the finger has its purpose.
Yes.
It allows us to actually define the shape and the texture of the prostate. But at least we can do the blood test in the interim. It's recommended to get it done regularly.
Absolutely.
So at least you stay on top of your medical condition. Absolutely. Cholesterol, pressure, sugar, these things should be checked annually. Absolutely. So that's my advice to men, to just look out for yourself so that you can continue to look out for those around you and strengthen our communities.
Wonderful. Taiwan St. Lucia Partnership continues on the building of culture. And this time around, they brought in a facilitator to help in the department of costume building, wire bending and all of that sort. As a matter of fact, we caught up with them up at the hair school. They used the initiative. They're doing some workshops, but outside of that, they went to the school and they are teaching some of the students how to actually make stuff bending the wire. It was so interesting though, because so much of a spin-off could come out of that. So we caught up with Anthony Wilkie, and he gave us some insight. We gave a commitment on the morning show to forever keep highlighting what it is that the CDF is doing in terms of, because at the end of the day, we are all for nation building. And whenever there's any initiative that helps to enhance our creatives, we are definitely on board for that. So last year we were here talking to Wilkie, about, they had a facilitator. It's a program. I want to get the name right. The particular name I want to get Wilkie because...
Okay, well, this project is actually called Spotlight Taiwan, and it's a collaboration between the CDF and the Embassy of Taiwan in St. Lucia.
Right. Now, just for perspective, this collaboration have been going on for quite some time.
Yes, it has been going on for a number of years, even before my time at the CDF.
Right.
Well, I came on board last year with the wood sculpting that you mentioned, and this year we are doing something called mass making magic, from costume to design. and we have a facilitator who has come down from Taiwan to assist us in doing that. The whole idea behind it was to see how we can enhance our mass making in St. Lucia. And I specifically zone in on the word enhance because we know that our creatives, our builders, our mass persons have the skills. But of course, we always think about how do we innovate? How do we get things more modern, that sort of thing. Keep it interesting, keep it current, and we thought, okay, why not use this opportunity to again show that cultural exchange, that cultural collaboration with the Taiwanese embassy, and just continue to lend our support and exchange ideas, exchange skills, and I think it has been great so far.
Well, this is going, well, from my standpoint, this is going even beyond because we've been seeing a lot in terms of our mass and our costume building. We've been hearing a lot of talk about, the mass production, it's outsourcing and we've been craving, wanting to see things like that not just gone away altogether. So I guess this is putting, some light on ensuring that the culture of building remains regardless of the evolution of the thing.
I mean, one of the key pillars of the cultural development of foundation, is transmission of culture and heritage. And everything that we do, we endeavor to ensure that there's that level of transmission happening, which is part of why we are here today at Leones Comprehensive. The facilitator, Ms. Schwang, is here. She's doing some work with the visual arts students from 4 and from 5. Again, showing those skills. They're actually doing wire bending, which is some craft skills, which will feed directly into their curriculum. As their visual arts students, one of the components for the SBS is craft and product design. So the skills will fit into what they're doing. And of course, it has potential to go beyond the classroom and actually give them a form of livelihood, be part of mass making, like we said, and just be artists and artisans in general.
Right. Well, I happen to have gotten a little snippet, a little look in. I sat in the class and I didn't want to leave because, the thing is so interesting. And, beyond it, like you said, beyond just the costume making and the classroom, I saw some of the pieces that was there. I mean, just coming back from Carifesta myself, there was this, this artisan from Antigua. I even picked up a piece of her jewelry, that earring. Beautiful. And this is what it was. The wire bended into this absolutely wonderful, like personalized sort of way.
It's also very versatile and leans a lot on creativity. I mean, I've been impressed with the stuff that the students have been able to create in I call it 2 hours so far. So yeah, I think it's definitely worth the while. I think they're having a good time. I think the skills are being passed on. They are learning from the experience and they're eager to implement it in what they're going to be doing, not only in their schoolwork, but just in their general creative lives and making things.
Right. Now, forward back now, or go back now, reverse now to the actual workshop, because it happens every afternoon at the Cultural Center. This is just, an addition.
Yes, it is. So the the focus for the Spotlight Taiwan project happens Monday to Thursday and Saturdays as well. We're actually at BZ, our warehouse in BZ, formerly the Mirror newspaper. And we have a number of mass persons, novices as well as very experienced ones, just working together, again, exchanging ideas, exchanging knowledge and learning new skills, just sharing that cultural sharing specific to mass making. It has been great so far. We look forward to seeing how the pieces turn out. One of the key things being how do we mechanize and add robotics and those sort of things to those costumes to again enhance the sector and see how we develop it into that modern era without losing, of course, the cultural significance and the key cultural elements within there.
Wonderful. Well, Wilkie, I think that's a wrap for us. Certainly, it's too late to join, right?
Unfortunately, for this edition, we have closed out registration because, again, we have a deadline to meet. But of course, the CDF continuously does initiatives with development, and there are lots more on the cards to come. I mean, our next project is definitely going to be our traditional lantern making, which is a huge thing, and we want it to grow even further this year. So I invite the public to look out for that and just start curating your ideas, thinking of what you want to do this year, how big you want to make your lantern. Because we've actually last year we removed the size limit. So that's one step in a new direction already. Perry Marcial, for example, he built, I think it was about 5 feet high, a diamond lantern last year. So I'm looking forward to see what new, fresh, creative ideas come into this program this year, and how persons are bringing skills from other areas to the lantern making to really innovate and make it interesting. Of course, how do we modernize it? If you're an engineer, you're into robotics, that sort of thing, take up the challenge, add something to a lantern, come on, because we actually have a prize for that as well. So let's make it something exciting, something creative, and something that we can all be proud of and be part of.
Wonderful.
Hey St. Lucia, how you people are doing? I hope you guys are well. Today we have a next episode of getting fit and ripped and sexy at home. Remember, the first thing you do when you wake up, you pray. Second, you go to the washroom, defecate, cleanse your stomach out. And thirdly, you put on the TV, you look at DBS, come to BweelzFit Lifestyle on air, and let's get it popping. Good morning. So St. Lucia, right now we are in the kitchen, in the gym, because we are going to do a chest exercise on the floor using household equipment. All right, so first we're going to ask you to lie down on the floor, flat out, again, legs up, elevated in the air. Going to touch you, it's okay? Right, going to stretch out your legs. One time we engage the core. Right now, our headless model is in 2 cups. So we're going to do some flies. So we're going to stretch it out and close. Hey, don't break it. Let's go. 2, 3, that's it, St. Lucia. 4, no excuses. We can get it done with cups. Great form, great control. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. First exercise. So stop making excuses. You can use anything at your home to get the workout done. The second exercise, we're going to hold it together and we're going to push up and over your head, St. Lucia. So up and over and pull it down. Excellent. 2, 3, 4. Again, proper form. Body is controlled. She must be feeling the workout despite the fact she's using cups. 7, 8, bring it down. 9, bring it down. Excellent. 5 more. That's right. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. That's 2 exercises. The third one, we're going to do cup press. I can't tell you dumbbell press. It's cup press. So we're going to raise it up, down, make sure elbows come down to the side. Very closer into you. Elbows down. I'm going to press up. 1, 2, nice and control. Elevate the legs. 3, that's it. Engage in the core. 5, 6, 7, let your elbows slightly come inwards. 8, that's it. Up. 9, beautiful. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Make your workout fun. Stop making excuses. I don't have time to go to the gym. I cannot do this. You can get it done at home with you, your little son, your daughter, your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever. It can be done. So the next exercise we're going to do, St. Lucia, we're still going to go into cup press, but we're going to go one arm, then the next arm, then together. You ready? Let's go. Up, 1, all the way down, next, and together. That's 1. Beautiful. Let's go. Let's go, St. Lucia. That's 2. Yes, monkey, I see you lifting up the tires. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. 3. Excellent. 4. 5. Raise the legs, engage your core. That's it. 7. Let's go. 8. 9, and one more. And 10. Excellent. Excellent. Now, St. Lucia, we're going to turn on our stomach. And last but not least, we're going to do a chest stretch out. How are we going to do it? We're going to come on your knees. And then we're going to stretch forward and back up. And 1. Come all the way back. That's 1. Forward, down, up, and back. 2. Beautiful. Down, up, and back. 3. Excellent. Let's go, St. Lucia. Up. 4. Forward, down, up, back. 5 more. Down, up, back. 4 more. Down, up, back. 3 more. Let's go. 2 more. And 1. Excellent. Again, guys, it can be done. You don't have to come and spend 30 minutes, 20 minutes, or an hour at the gym. 4 to 5 to 6 minutes is all we need at home. Remain focused, and we get the body going. And this can have us living a lot happier, longer, healthier lifestyle. Remember, if we can do it, you can too. Good morning.
And that is our Tuesday show. I hope you were inspired some way, somehow. But go on out and enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoyment, yes, but remember to be mindful in whatever you do. Oh, by the way, September is the PCOS Awareness Month. Did you know that? Well, for the remainder of the time during September, I plan to give you some tip. I'm going to link up with the Ionola Womanhood, and I'm going to try to give you some tip on PCOS because it exists, and a lot of people are affected more and more, and we need to be aware, just like any other. All right, so look out for some tips in the weeks or the days to come. But enjoy your Tuesday, and let's do this again tomorrow for another DBS this morning.